You know, I can't count how many times I've heard people say it's just a dog. I still can't get over how people really think that. I don't understand that. Um, you know, as I've gotten older, especially since I gotten older, I've realized that dogs really love you more than anything else on this entire earth, even your family. And I don't get how people can just say that. You know, they love you unconditionally. They don't care what kind of mood you're in. They just love you so much, you know? And I just wanted to talk about that today because, growing older with dogs, it does bring some challenges that sometimes I don't think we think about until we get there. So, I just wanted to talk honestly about it, like the sacrifices, the joys, the worries, the financial struggles, and another thing I'll never understand is why some people choose cruelty over compassion and love. So I know there's a lot of people that are like me, where your dog or dogs are the most important things in your world. For me, I'll talk a little bit about that. You know, having a dog, it's to me is just as big of a commitment as having a child. You make that commitment is for life. You sacrifice different things for them. There are things that someday, I would like to do, but sometimes I just don't do them because I have no one to take care of my dogs. And my dogs come first. And I made that decision a long time ago. And I don't regret it. And they give me such joy. The joy they bring. Sometimes I sit right out here in this yard where I am right now. And Emmy, come here. I just watch them playing. And it just brings tears of joy to me sometimes because they are just so loving and joyful and happy and funny and just so many other things. When my husband died in 2010, that hit me like a train wreck. He was young. He was only 55. It was unexpected. We had 3 Chesapeakes at the time, 3 females. And we just loved doing stuff with them, But when he died, a part of me died that I never still to this day got back. But my dogs, they were there for me. They snuggled with me from the first night after he passed until the day they left this world. They knew their mama, me, needed that comfort and that support. And they never judge you. They just love you. That's all they do. And I'm so thankful for that. And it's the same, and then when my mama died, 10 years later, which left me really alone. And I had 3 dogs then. I had Chicklet, which she's gone now. And I had Indy and Hunter. And it was the same there. They brought me so much comfort when my mama passed that I think that without the dogs, without them being there for me, I truly believe God put them in my life for that very reason, was to help me through those losses. And they just help you through everything, So I don't know what I'd do without them. I will always have a dog. At this point in my life and my age now, as my current dogs that I have, as they pass, I won't ever have more than one after this. It's just simply because I'm getting older, and 3 of them, when they get rowdy, it's a little bit hard to handle, sometimes. But I will always have a dog in my life. And here lately, I wanted to talk about too, and I know some of you probably have this going on, the financial struggles that we go through. It's getting very hard, and financially, I have to preface this by saying, I've seen in different dog groups on Facebook and different things, people talking about, and I'll hear people say something like, well, if you can't afford to feed them and you can't afford vet care, you shouldn't have them. Well, you know what? I could afford it when I started this journey. But thanks to the previous administration and the inflation caused by them, a lot of us, a whole lot of people, are having to struggle and make decisions as to, do I feed myself or do I feed my dogs or my pets? Some of you may have cats. Today is about dogs. But it's the same thing. We have to make decisions, I'm still able to feed my dogs. They're raw fed. They've been raw fed since they were born because I believe in keeping them as healthy as they can be. And that's the best diet for them. And right now, meat is so expensive. But you know what I did? I cut back on my food so I can keep them going. I refuse to cheat them out of a life that they've had all along. And it's very difficult, as far as medical care. Thankfully, because of my raw feeding and they are extremely healthy, I usually don't have an issue with having a lot of vet bills, thank God. But I did have to take Hunter last week because he was limping, and I took him in, and he had been bitten by a tick, so we got meds and everything. It wasn't too expensive, but I still had to dip into my grocery money for that. My grocery money, not theirs. And it's frustrating at times, so it's a struggle. It's a struggle to do that sometimes, especially for so many senior citizens. It's getting harder and harder. And I think not just senior citizens, it's getting harder and harder for everybody because even the rescues, a lot of them are noticing that it's getting harder to place dogs where it didn't used to be. I saw a post just yesterday about a local rescue here in my area has these beautiful little puppies and they can't find homes for them. And it's because people are just struggling right now. Things are starting to get a little better, thank God. But it's really a problem. So this video today is a mix of a rant and just commentary about our dogs and what they do for us, And then you have these assholes that mistreat their animals, and they starve them or they beat them or they do whatever they do to them. Honestly, I saw a post the other day where an animal control officer who was in charge of picking up animals and taking them to the shelters and stuff, he was charged with felony animal cruelty for throwing live puppies into an incinerator. I mean, what kind of subhuman piece of garbage does that stuff? Honestly, I get so ticked off. People that hurt dogs and any animal, pets of any kind, kids and the elderly, yeah, they should get the death penalty. Yeah, okay, some of you may not agree with that, but that's how I feel about it because it's sickening. What kind of... Okay, I need to stop before I say something that YouTube will ban me for. Before I get too crazy on that. But anyway, you know, it's just something that I think a lot of people think about. You don't hear too many people talking about this, what I'm talking about today. And anyway, I just wanted to tell you that. I love my dogs. I'll try to get them over here so you can see a little bit. This is my hunter puppy. He's my good boy. Yep. He's almost 9 years old and thinks he's still a puppy. Yes. Emmy, where are you? Come here. Here. Emmy, come here. Here. She doesn't want to come up. You can see her tail. Come here, baby. Anyway, look. Here you are. Come here. Here. Come get it. Come. Come. Good girl. Go get it. She's going to go get it. And then Indy, he's over on the porch. He doesn't want to come over. But anyway, that's my thoughts for today. And let me know what you think, you know. Really, how are you going to measure society? I think that the measure of society really isn't how it treats rich or powerful people or the wealthy. No. It's how it treats its children, the elderly, and our animals. And they depend on us. So I think that we should all strive to be the humans that our pets believe we are. And thanks for watching today. I wanted to let you all know, I did tell you on another video that I have another channel. It's my main channel. I started this one because, and I'm going to put a link to my other channel down here. You'll see a collaboration. It'll be listed right above the title. It's called Chessie's Adventures. But that channel is mostly about like my dogs, road trips, camping, van life, and doing a little gig work here and there to make extra money, to support my road trips and things that I want to do. And going to places, taking the dogs for their little road trips and such. And I wanted to have another channel because when I get on a subject that really ticks me off, or I really just want to rant about something, I wanted to keep that separate. So that's why I created this channel. So I'll put a link down here below also for Chessie's Adventures. And you can go check that out if you want. And if you want to subscribe there, you can. But I appreciate you very much watching. And let me know, in the comments. Tell me your thoughts. And, they don't care how much money we make. Our dogs don't care nothing about that, Just tell me about your dog or your other pets that changed your life, Let me know. Tell me their name and what you'll never forget about them. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see ya.